Om Santi. In our life, many times we learn things to achieve something. Like I have to prepare, I have to study so that I pass an exam, I have to prepare myself for an interview so that I get a job. Many times I have to learn something for developing myself. I have to learn communication skills so that I am able to do a public speaking. I have to learn swim so that my physique becomes better. But many times we get attracted towards something and we start practicing because we started liking that, we started loving that process, and this process comes to us. Something like that has happened in my life where one of in the phase of my career where my time management was very difficult. I got attracted towards Rajyog and started practicing it, which I am still doing till now. And we also got a deep dive into the knowledge bank which Rajyog offers. Went into the knowledge bank, started reading things, listening things, viewing things, and it has started impacting my life in a very big way. But something was telling me why at this time this has happened to me, and but I was practicing it and living with the meditation in spite of a very busy time schedule. But one thing happened one day when I was out of station in a adjacent city. I got a telephone call. I got an instruction to leave my workplace and take over an organization which had just faced a disaster in the previous day and where multiple human lives are lost. And while listening to that, I was not very sure. I was, in fact, you can say I was scared because I was not the problem was so gigantic and the situation is so unprecedented. It has it, I was feeling as if I don't have that required competence or capability to face the situation. The things which I am going to narrate, as this will depict the power to face, and I would like to focus on the capability or the way things are handled rather than the incident. So I will not be taking the names of the organization or the people associated with it. Let's focus on the situation and the power to face. So, as I was a little scared inside me, I wanted to calm myself, and you always require a calm atmosphere and environment to do so. So, immediately rushed to a religious place which can offer me a good, calm environment where I went there and sat in a corner, connecting to the divine in a very intensive way and almost surrendering to divine, telling that please take care of me because I don't know how to handle the situation. And this was almost surrender to the divine, and almost spending an hour there. I came back to hotel in a very calm state of mind. Next day morning I left for the place in the morning flight, and after reaching the airport got the person who was in charge of that place to brief me. And as I move on to handle the situation, I did not have a well thought strategy or a plan so that or a schedule of doing things, but things were coming to me as I was facing the situation, and I was very calm and had the courage. That was the only thing in me, but I did not have a, well thought out plan, a strategy, or something to guide me, and I was getting guided instead of deciding what I should do. I still decided the things which came to my mind. Let me go to the hospital and meet the people, meet the attendants, and the patients who are still struggling for life, because some of the people are very serious and they are in the hospital. I went and I straight made called the sisters who are taking care of the patients and the attendants, because I consider these two group of people are very near to the patient and they decide the mental state of the patients. I have to talk to them and tell them, okay, whatever care is being taken, we will see to it that there is no deficiency in the medical care of the people. Your job is to see that the patients remain positive and give them hope, because that is the only thing which will make them survive this catastrophe. After talking to them, I came back to the accident site, the site of the disaster, and take stock of the situation, have a first-hand information about what exactly has happened, and after taking that, some idea came to my mind ki let me go to the people who have lost the colleagues. That was very dangerous, because I mean the whole organization was full with rage, emotional outbursts, and grief. I mean, deep grief always become anger. So the whole crowd was angry of the sudden loss of life, and there was pocket of emotional outburst everywhere. And the most affected persons are the persons who are close to the people, who are colleagues, who are working with them, and they have seen them losing their life in front of their eyes. Obviously, my colleagues opposed the idea. They told, no, this is not the time to face these people. But again, something is insisting me, no, you have to go there, whatever may be the situation. But I was not knowing what will be the situation and what I am going to do facing these people. I don't know what is to be told. But I insisted on that. On my insistence, my people agreed, and I went to the place where these people were under deep grief, sitting in a room. I entered to the room. Normally, it is a room where only these people relax, and these people are not able to know. I mean, they were surprised to see me, and some of my colleagues, didn't take a big team with me. Very few people, another 2 3 people went with me, and they just could not understand why this man has happened. And there was a lull, and after a brief lull, they could see, okay, he is our target. He is the target of the whole situation, and the whole anger of the group was directed towards me. There was huge emotional outburst, shouting. Everything was happening, and I was inside this crowd of people who are enraged, who can do anything, and we cannot tell them why they are doing, because they are under extreme grief conditions. That time I was keeping my calm and just waiting, standing there silently, connecting to the divine, and watching the situation, how the situation is going. This went on for quite some time. It has to subside. In that period, one person was also almost wanted to be physical, who was prevented by his own colleagues. And after after some time, when the situation was a little normal, one of the person asked me, why you have come? He shouted at me, what do you want from us? Why you have come to us at this point of time? That was the time. In fact, I was not thinking of that they will ask me the question and I have to speak. So the words came from my mouth that, okay, I am not here to, return your people to you. I am not capable of doing anything to the life which has already been lost. But I have come here to be with you, to spend some time with you and share your grief and pray for the departed soul and the people, and for the soul who are not able to overcome their griefs. And first in that list comes their wives, their fathers, their family members. Second, all of you who are colleagues. And third is the whole organization who is under grief. One of the most important thing which I also observed while visiting the organization, in spite of the deep grief, the grief has not overtaken the sense of responsibility of these people. So I also expressed my gratitude to the people. In spite of a deep grief, you have done your duty. You have brought back the organization. You have not affected the critical processes. That is one of the things for which I have to express my gratitude. That is the reason why I have come here. So then I requested them, why don't you join with me for a prayer for the people who have lost their life, and to give strength to the people to overcome their grief. They are not expecting the prayer at this occasion. And they told, they just closed their eyes with folded hand, told, okay, let's be silent. Almost we do always 1 minute, 2 minutes silent prayer when we face such type of situation. I don't know, I have not come for that sort of a prayer, a structured way of 1 minute silence or 2 minute silence. Please open your eyes, and I will be speaking out the prayer. You please recite the prayer with me. Words came out from me, expressing or praying for the peace for the departed souls, expressing or praying for the people who are grief stricken, and give them a strength to face the grief and have their life, face the life onwards. This went on for 2-3 minutes. Whatever words were coming to me at that stage, I was speaking, and these people are reciting it. It's not the word, it's the passion, or it's the empathy which was coming from me. I was myself surprised with the words and feeling and emotions which were coming from me. And after some time, I stopped, and the silence was continuing. So I proceeded to leave the place. And just near the car, I remembered the person who was just trembling. I told my colleague to get the person, and I wanted to meet him. The person came with, he was still not very much normal. I just looked at him and told him that I understand you must be the closest person to the people who have died, and you are not able to overcome the grief. But if you will be little peaceful by venting out this anger and frustration towards me, I am for that. You can do anything to me, and nothing is going to happen to you. This a drop of tear came from from his eyes, and a similar situation was also with me, and we have to embrace each other. And I looked at all the faces who before some time was having shouting and doing all the outbursts. It was a calmness which has come to all the people. And as I entered in the car and sat there, I could feel that I have come here to manage the situation, to manage the crisis. The God has made me one step ahead. He gave me the power to heal, and I could feel the healing of the organization has started. And that was the beginning of the healing process, which I continued with so many incidents and actions for quite some time. And let me tell you, I was amazed by the power which I was getting to deal the situation. So, as the people who were knowing me beforehand, they were also amazed at seeing a new capability in me. This was the power to face. Om Shanti.